Okay, so the first topic of Unit 5, it's very short, 2 tasks. The first topic we're going to do is partial fraction decomposition. And basically that means we usually start with rational expressions that look like this. And we get a common denominator, we combine like terms, and all that stuff. We're going to go backwards now. We're going to be given the answer, and we're going to have to work backwards and figure out which expressions were added to actually get those values. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to find the constants of our numerator, essentially. So just a couple of terms that you need to know here. A linear factor is a first degree, can't be simplified. A quadratic factor, x squared plus 3, also cannot be simplified, cannot be factored. So something like x squared minus 3x minus 4, that's actually not a quadratic factor because it can be written as the product of two linear factors. So then we have repeated linear factors, which means I have x, and I have x minus 2, and x minus 2, and x minus 2. Same thing with a quadratic. Non-factorable, repeating. So just a couple of things we need to talk about. I think there's 5 different partial fraction decompositions that we're going to do, and I'm going to make a video for each separate one. Steps are on the second page. I'm going to go right to these examples. So the first example I'm going to do is x plus 7 over x squared minus x minus 6. So the first thing I do is I'm going to factor this denominator. I know that that factors into x minus 3 and x plus 2. So essentially, for every factor that I have in the denominator, we have to figure out which numerator went with that. So I separate into factors, and then I have to figure out what these values are for the constants that are in the numerator. If you have a linear factor, you will have a constant value in the numerator. So if I have a linear factor in the denominator, I'm going to have a constant factor in the numerator. So same thing here. But I can't call this a again because a goes with this term, so I'm going to call this b. And if I had 26 letters, I would go down to z. So your goal is to try to figure out what a and b are. So when I take this fraction, x plus 7, and I multiply everything by the common denominator, really what I'm looking for is what factor is missing under here. It's the x plus 2. What factor don't I have under here? It's x minus 3, so I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to look at these factors, and I'm going to pick one of them, and I'm going to try to get rid of it. I'm going to try to get rid of it so that I can solve for either a or b. So in this case, I could make x equals negative 2. If x was negative 2, this is going to go away. Or I could make this x is 3. I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to let x equal 3. And I'm going to go and I'm going to substitute. 3 plus 7 equals a times 3 plus 2 plus b, 3 minus 3. So this is 10. This is 5a. And this would be 5 times 0, b times 0, which would just be gone. So then I have 10 equals 5 times a would equal 2. So I have one of my values so far. Okay? Now, once I've figured out one of my values is, if you only have one more remaining, you could pick any value for x that you want to in this world. I think the easiest one to do is x is 0, so I'm going to pick 0, and I'm going to substitute 0 back into my equation. So 0 plus 7. It is very helpful to write this out, especially when the problems get a little more complex. A is 2 times 0 plus 2 plus b times 0 minus 3. So once I know a, I take it and I'm putting it into that equation. So this is 7 equals 2 times 2 plus, that would be b times negative 3. I could move the 2 times 2 over, which is 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. 3 equals negative 3b. b is going to equal negative 1. The thing about these is one wrong sign is going to change the course of everything that you do. So what did your final answer look like? Your final answer is you take your values and you substitute them back in. So a was 2, so that's 2 over x minus 3. And I could write this as plus negative 1 over x plus 2, or I could write this as 2 over x minus 3 minus 1 over x plus 2. So again, I'm decomposing this fraction. I'm working backwards to figure out what values actually led me there. Now, I would encourage you to take this expression and put it in your calculator, and take what you think your end value might be and put it in your calculator. And if they are the exact same graph, then you know you did it right. So you can try the second one or any linear term one at this point.